Did he talk with you about taking you out of that game? Did he?
You know, I think he's just just a little worried. Took a couple hits and wasn't able to move the exact way. I felt like I was moving pretty well, and I felt like I had a good rhythm going. But I think we were erring probably on the side of caution a little bit. But you just got to get it right. Obviously I felt pretty good on Saturday. I think I'm feel even better in this week to come, and hopefully there'll be nothing holding me back on Saturday.
How tough is that for you though to sit on the
Yeah, it's tough. But at that point you definitely got to just change your mindset and do what you can to help the team in that way. I would like to say it's tough, and I never dealt with it before, but the 2 games before that I wasn't on the field. Unfortunately I've had a little taste of how to take, how to go about things in that way.
So were you healthy enough to avoid a hit, or were you just not mobile enough to
Yeah, I
protect
think
yourself?
I was healthy enough to avoid a hit. I think we talked about that play that I fumbled on. I think, most times I think my girlfriend told me she was watching the game and said the announcer was like, "Yeah, they said you would be able to run away from those on a healthy ankle." I was like, "Yeah, I hope I would," because I like to think I'm a little faster than most linebackers, even though they had some fast linebackers. But there was just I think I could protect myself, and I think, but like I said, I think Coach Beckman, made the decision just erring on the side of caution, and something you deal with as a player and you move forward.
You think there'll be a difference in your ankle this weekend than last weekend?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a dramatic difference every weekend, honestly. Honestly, yesterday when we had our lift and run, it's felt as good as it's felt. Felt like I was, making all my times with ease on our run, which was good to see because I haven't really had that real burst that I felt that early in the week. So that was positive for sure.
So it sounds like Penn State's going to kind of be jacked up, using a little bit more material from that recruiting visit Illinois made in July.
Yeah.
You think they're probably working that pretty good?
It's hard to say. Obviously none of us are in their locker room, but for anyone, I think for bulletin board material, that can amp you up during the week and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about execution, it's about getting on the field. And I think after the first hit, the first series, I doubt we'll be on the field and they'll be talking crap about what went on in July. I'm pretty sure they'll be concerned with what's going on the field, and as will we. It's one of those things that, for sure, you can build on certain things during the week, but it's about preparing. It's about getting on the field and getting things done. And I think they know that. They've got enough guys who have been around good football who know that. So I would expect them to be in that mindset.
What's it like? What do you think it'll be like playing Penn State without seeing Paterno on the other side?
Yeah, it'll be a little different. It's been different just to watch them this year without, I guess the Joe Pa, camera from. I felt like he was always on camera whenever you watch them. So it's different for them for sure. And but I think they've responded well. I think the biggest thing when you watch them, you watch the way they played their first game and the way they played their last game, and they're definitely a different team. You could tell they're just trying to find out about themselves a little bit in that first game, and have definitely started to find their swagger, and so it's gonna be a tough task for sure.
What have you found out about your team through 4 games?
Obviously we played 2 games where we felt pretty good about ourselves. Felt like we executed, better than that team in 2 games that we didn't, and I think, at the end of the day, this is the thing I keep saying to. Really myself, my teammates, anyone who asks, when the Big Ten championship game is going on in Lucas Oil, people aren't going to be asking about, what you did in your non-conference. For sure, you want to learn from what happened, but whether you're 4-0, whether you're 0-4, what matters is what goes on in the Big Ten, and this is going to be, I would imagine it'll be as crazy as a ride as there's ever been in the Big Ten, just with all that's going on and, how wide open it really is. And I assure you, I doubt, whenever, my mind says that they're going to be watching us on, for that Big Ten championship game, and I would highly doubt that anybody's going to be saying, yeah, well, Illinois in their non-conference, they did this and that. So this is what matters. It's a 1-week season right now. It's us and Penn State, and that's what we should be thinking about. Learn from our past, learn from what we did right and wrong, and move forward.
Did you feel rusty at all throwing the ball on Saturday?
No, and I hadn't looked at my stats, but really the interception was the ball I felt, I guess, bad about, and it wasn't a bad throw necessarily, just bad read. But throwing the ball, I felt good about it. Felt like I was hitting my receivers where they needed to. I think we had a lot of. I think the way you can tell, how accurate you are and how you're doing is if your yards after catch. When your receivers are getting yards after catch, usually means you're getting to them in good position and on time. And we're getting a lot of yards after catch, so that's usually that correlates well to getting them the ball in good situations. So I felt like I was doing that. Didn't really feel rusty as far as that went at all.
What about the ankle itself? Does that affect your throwing at all as you step
No,
into the
no,
field?
it doesn't at all, which is nice. It's something that, I guess just the way it steps or the way it works, it doesn't affect. I think, more if I had a injury on my right ankle where that was that kind of plant foot back there, have a little more effect. But yeah, it doesn't affect it.